In a small town nestled between mist-laden mountains, there was a legend whispered among the locals. A tale of a mysterious figure who appeared only on moonless nights. The townsfolk spoke of a silhouette, tall and cloaked in darkness, haunting the edges of the forest that bordered their homes. Rumors swirled like the mist that clung to the trees. Some claimed the figure was a lost soul searching for redemption, while others believed it to be a guardian spirit watching over the town. Yet no one could say for certain who or what it truly was. One autumn evening, as the harvest moon rose full and bright, a traveler passing through the town overheard the whispers in the tavern. Intrigued by the mystery, she decided to unravel the enigma of the mysterious figure. Armed with determination and a lantern, she ventured into the forest on the next moonless night. The trees loomed overhead, casting eerie shadows that danced in the flickering light of her lantern. Step by cautious step, she followed a faint trail deeper into the woods, where silence wrapped around her like a heavy cloak. Hours passed, and just as doubt began to creep into her mind, she saw it. A tall, dark figure standing amidst the trees. His presence was palpable, yet it did not move. Heart pounding, the traveler approached slowly, holding her lantern aloft. As she drew nearer, details emerged. The figure wore a cloak of midnight blue, its features obscured by shadows. But what caught her attention most were its eyes, piercing, yet somehow filled with sorrow and longing. With trembling hands, she spoke softly, asking who the figure was and why it lingered in the darkness. For a moment, the forest seemed to hold its breath. Then, in a voice as soft as the whisper of the wind, the figure answered. "I am a guardian," it said, its voice resonating with a quiet strength. "I watch over this town, protecting it from forces unseen." The traveler listened intently as the figure recounted tales of ancient promises and forgotten battles, of love lost and sacrifices made. It spoke of a duty passed down through generations, of a vow to safeguard the town from the darkness that threatened to consume it. Moved by its tale, the traveler understood the burden the figure carried. She offered her companionship, promising to keep it secret and visit whenever she could. And so, a bond formed between them, between the mysterious guardian and the curious traveler who sought to uncover the truth. From that night onward, the townspeople noticed a change in their midst. The air felt lighter, and the whispers of the mysterious figure grew less fearful. Instead, they spoke of a presence that watched over them with quiet vigilance, a protector hidden in the shadows. And so, the legend of the mysterious figure continued to weave its way through the tapestry of the town's history, a testament to the enduring power of belief and the bonds that transcend the boundaries between the seen and the unseen. Seasons passed, and the bond between the traveler and the mysterious guardian deepened. She returned to the forest whenever the moon hid its face, bringing stories from distant lands and news from the ever-changing world beyond the mountains. In return, the guardian shared more of its ancient wisdom and the secrets of the land. As their friendship blossomed, the townspeople noticed a subtle change in their daily lives. Crops flourished where they once struggled, sicknesses waned, and even the weather seemed more temperate. Whispers of the guardian's influence grew stronger, and soon, people began leaving small offerings at the edge of the forest. A loaf of bread, a jug of milk, a bundle of herbs tied with a ribbon. Yet, despite the newfound peace, there were still those who harbored doubts and fears. A few villagers believed the guardian's presence brought an unnatural balance to their lives, unsettling their routines and challenging their beliefs. These dissenters gathered quietly, whispering in corners and plotting to expose the guardian's secrets. One moonless night, as the traveler ventured deeper into the forest, she sensed a change in the air. The usual calm was replaced by a tense stillness, broken only by the rustling of leaves in the wind. She quickened her pace, her lantern casting long shadows among the trees. Suddenly, she heard voices, a hushed conversation drifting through the darkness. Instinctively, she veered off the path and followed the sound until she came upon a clearing bathed in moonlight. There, beneath the canopy of ancient oaks, stood a group of villagers, their faces hidden by the shadows of their hoods. The traveler listened, hidden in the underbrush, as the dissenters spoke of their plans. They intended to confront the Guardian, to unmask its true nature and rid themselves of its influence once and for all. Some spoke of ancient superstitions and tales passed down through generations, while others spoke of fear and the need for control over their own destinies. As the voices grew louder, the traveler's heart sank. She knew the Guardian's existence was delicate, its purpose intertwined with the belief and trust of the townspeople. If these dissenters were to expose it, the fragile harmony they had worked so hard to achieve would be shattered. With a resolve born of friendship and understanding, the traveler stepped forward into the moonlit clearing. Her lantern illuminated her face, casting a soft glow over the gathered villagers. For a moment, there was silence, broken only by the whisper of the wind through the trees. "I know why you're here," she said calmly, meeting each villager's gaze in turn. "But the Guardian is not a threat. It is a protector, a friend to this town. You've seen the changes it has brought. Peace, prosperity, a harmony we haven't known in years." Some villagers shifted uncomfortably, their resolve wavering in the face of her words. Others remained steadfast, their distrust etched deep into their expressions. "We cannot let fear and doubt divide us," the traveler continued, her voice steady and unwavering. "The Guardian has watched over us with care and compassion. It has shared its wisdom and its strength. If we stand together, if we embrace the Guardian's presence, we can forge a future where fear has no place." For a long moment, the clearing was silent once more. Then, slowly, one by one, the villagers lowered their hoods and stepped forward. Some nodded in agreement, their eyes reflecting uncertainty mingled with hope. Others remained cautious, their doubts lingering like shadows in the night. But amidst the uncertainty, a sense of unity began to emerge. A shared understanding that their town was more than just a collection of homes and fields. It was a community bound together by stories and legends, by beliefs that transcended the boundaries of the seen and the unseen. And so, under the light of the moon, the villagers and the traveler forged a new pact. They would protect the Guardian's secret, nurture its presence, and ensure that their town continued to thrive under its watchful gaze. For they had learned that sometimes the most mysterious figures hold the deepest truths and the greatest lessons of all. As the villagers and the traveler stood together in the moonlit clearing, a solemn agreement began to take shape. They spoke of the Guardian not as a harbinger of fear, but as a custodian of their shared prosperity, a sentinel against unseen forces that threatened their way of life. Slowly, the dissenters softened their stance, swayed by the earnestness in the traveler's voice and the unity forming among their neighbors. In the days that followed, a subtle but perceptible change swept through the town. The offerings left at the edge of the forest grew more frequent and varied. A bouquet of wildflowers, freshly baked bread, a small carved figurine. These tokens were not mere superstitions. They were gestures of gratitude and acknowledgement, binding the townspeople closer to their Guardian. Meanwhile, the traveler continued her visits to the forest, deepening her friendship with the mysterious figure. She learned more about its origins, how it came to be bound to the land, its ancient lineage intertwined with the very roots of the mountains and the rivers that nourished their valley. The Guardian, in turn, shared tales of battles fought and victories won, of sacrifices made in the name of protecting the town from forces beyond mortal understanding. With each passing season, the bond between the townspeople and their Guardian strengthened. The fields yielded bountiful harvests, and the once divided villagers found themselves united by a common purpose: to safeguard their home and honor the legacy of those who had come before them. Yet, as time flowed onward, a new challenge emerged. Whispers began to drift in from neighboring towns, stories of unrest and uncertainty, of shadows lurking at the edges of the forest. Rumors spread like wildfire, carried on the wind that swept down from the mountains, stirring doubt and fear once more. The traveler and the Guardian sensed the shifting currents. They knew that their town's newfound harmony was fragile, vulnerable to the doubts and insecurities that plagued human hearts. Together, they resolved to confront the looming threat, to ensure that their community remained steadfast in the face of adversity. One moonless night, as the traveler stood at the forest's edge, a chill wind stirred the leaves above her head. She sensed a presence approaching, a figure cloaked in darkness, its steps echoing softly on the forest floor. The guardian emerged from the shadows, its eyes reflecting the flickering light of her lantern. "There are whispers," the guardian spoke, its voice tinged with concern. "Rumors of unrest beyond our borders. We must remain vigilant, for our town's peace is delicate." The traveler nodded solemnly, her own heart heavy with worry. "We cannot let fear take hold," she replied, her voice firm with resolve. "We must show our neighbors the strength of our unity, the power of belief in something greater than ourselves." Together, they ventured deeper into the forest, where the moonlight filtered through the branches like a silken veil. They spoke of the town's history, of the guardian's role as protector and guide. They whispered of the bonds that tied them together, a tapestry woven from stories and shared experiences, from the laughter of children and the wisdom of elders. As they walked, they encountered villagers who had followed their path, drawn by the traveler's lantern and the guardian's presence. These brave souls joined them, their faces set with determination, their voices raised in song and solidarity. And so, under the watchful gaze of the moon, the townspeople formed a procession, a testament to their resilience and their belief in a guardian who stood as sentinel against the darkness. They marched through the streets, carrying lanterns and banners adorned with symbols of unity and hope. Their voices rose in a chorus that echoed through the valley, a melody of courage and conviction, of faith in the unseen and the mysteries that bound them together. And as they reached the edge of the forest, they raised their lanterns high, illuminating the darkness with a blaze of unwavering light. For they knew that as long as they stood united, as long as they held fast to their beliefs and cherished their guardian's watchful presence, their town would endure, strong and resilient against whatever shadows might threaten to darken their doorsteps. And so the legend of the mysterious guardian continued to grow, a tale of courage and unity, of a town bound by belief in something greater than themselves. And as the seasons turned and the years passed, the memory of their journey lived on, a beacon of hope for those who walked the path of the unknown, guided by the light of friendship and the strength of their shared resolve. As the procession of townspeople, led by the traveler and the guardian, reached the edge of the forest, their lanterns casting flickering light upon the darkened trees, a hush fell over the gathered villagers. The air was thick with anticipation and the weight of unspoken fears. Standing at the threshold between the safety of their town and the unknown depths of the forest, the traveler raised her lantern high, its golden glow piercing the night. Beside her, the guardian stood tall and imposing, its presence a reassuring anchor amidst the swirling uncertainties. "We stand here tonight not in fear, but in unity," the traveler's voice rang out, carrying across the clearing. "United in our belief in the guardian, in our commitment to protect our home, and in our resolve to face whatever challenges may come." The villagers nodded solemnly, their faces illuminated by the soft light of the lanterns they held. They had gathered not out of blind faith, but out of a shared understanding, a belief forged through the trials and triumphs they had experienced together. "The rumors that reach us speak of darkness and unrest," the traveler continued, her words steady and clear. "But we know the strength of our community, the bond that holds us together. Together, we are stronger than any shadow that seeks to divide us." A murmur of agreement rippled through the assembled villagers, their voices echoing softly in the stillness of the night. They had faced hardships before, droughts that parched their fields, storms that threatened their homes, but each time, they had emerged stronger, their spirits tempered by the challenges they had overcome. The guardian stepped forward then, its presence commanding respect and awe. "I have watched over this town for generations," it intoned, its voice resonating with ancient wisdom. "I have seen the ebb and flow of life, the joys and sorrows that shape us. I stand here not as a harbinger of fear, but as a guardian of hope." The villagers listened, captivated by the guardian's words. They knew that its role was not just to protect them from physical threats, but to inspire courage and fortitude in times of uncertainty. The guardian represented the embodiment of their collective resilience, a symbol of their shared history and their determination to carve out a future filled with promise. With renewed resolve, the villagers raised their lanterns high, their flames flickering like beacons against the night sky. Together, they formed a circle around the guardian and the traveler, their spirits intertwined like the branches of the ancient oaks that surrounded them. And as they stood there, bathed in the warm glow of their lanterns and the unwavering light of their belief, a sense of peace settled over the gathering. They knew that challenges lay ahead, that the whispers of unrest would not vanish overnight, but they also knew that they were not alone. Hand in hand, they began to sing, a melody that rose and fell like the gentle cadence of the river that flowed through their valley. It was a song of courage and solidarity, a testament to their shared journey and their steadfast faith in the guardian who watched over them. And as their voices mingled with the rustling of leaves and the distant call of nocturnal creatures, they felt a profound sense of unity, a bond that transcended fear and uncertainty, weaving them together into a tapestry of strength and resilience. From that night onward, the town of mist-laden mountains continued to thrive. The whispers of unrest faded, replaced by the steady rhythm of daily life and the enduring belief in their guardian's protective presence. The traveler remained a cherished member of their community, her lantern a symbol of the journey they had embarked upon together. And though the mysteries of the forest still whispered tales of ancient secrets and unseen forces, the townspeople faced each new day with unwavering courage and a shared conviction, a testament to the enduring power of belief and the strength found in unity. As seasons turned and time flowed onward, the town nestled among mist-laden mountains continued to flourish under the watchful gaze of their guardian. The bond between the villagers and the mysterious figure deepened, strengthened by shared experiences and the belief in something greater than themselves. The traveler became an integral part of the community, her presence a reminder of the outside world and the myriad wonders beyond their valley. She shared tales of distant lands and foreign customs, igniting the villagers' curiosity and expanding their understanding of the world beyond their borders. Meanwhile, the Guardian continued its vigilant watch over the town, its presence a comforting reassurance in times of both calm and turmoil. It guided the villagers through challenges, be they natural disasters, disputes among neighbors, or the occasional visitation of wandering travelers seeking refuge. As years passed, the legend of the mysterious Guardian grew, spreading beyond the borders of the town. Travelers passing through spoke of a place where peace reigned and the spirit of unity thrived, a testament to the enduring power of belief and the bonds that bound the townspeople together. Yet, as with all tales woven from mystery and magic, challenges inevitably arose. A harsh winter descended upon the valley, bringing with it bitter cold and scarcity. Crops withered under the frost, and the river that had always flowed generously through the town began to shrink. Faced with adversity, whispers of doubt once again began to circulate among the villagers. Some questioned whether the Guardian truly possessed the power to protect them in times of hardship. Others murmured of seeking aid from neighboring towns, despite the risks of revealing their closely guarded secret. The traveler, sensing the growing unease, sought counsel with the Guardian. Together, they stood at the edge of the forest where they had first met, the Guardian's eyes reflecting the flickering light of the traveler's lantern. "We have weathered storms before," the traveler spoke softly, her voice a beacon of reassurance in the gathering dusk. "The strength of our community lies not just in the Guardian's protection, but in our resilience and our ability to come together in times of need." The Guardian nodded solemnly, its presence a steadfast pillar of strength. "The town's prosperity is tied to the harmony we have nurtured," it replied, its voice echoing with the weight of centuries. "But even guardians can only do so much. We must rally the villagers, remind them of the bonds that unite us." With renewed determination, the traveler and the Guardian returned to the town. They spoke with the village elders and shared their vision of solidarity and perseverance. Together, they called upon the townspeople to draw upon their shared history and face the challenges ahead with courage and unity. Slowly, the villagers began to gather, drawn by the traveler's words and the Guardian's unwavering presence. They spoke of their fears and uncertainties, their hopes and dreams for the future. And amidst the gathering, a sense of solidarity began to take root, a collective resolve to overcome adversity and safeguard their home. Together, they devised a plan, Some ventured deeper into the mountains to seek out hidden springs and sources of fresh water. Others worked tirelessly in the fields, tending to the remaining crops and ensuring their survival through the harsh winter ahead. As they toiled, their efforts fueled by determination and a shared purpose, the traveler and the guardian stood among them, offering guidance and encouragement. They reminded the villagers of the guardian's role not just as protector, but as a symbol of their collective strength and resilience. Weeks turned into months, and gradually, signs of renewal began to emerge. The hidden springs yielded crystal-clear water, nourishing the parched earth and reviving the wilted crops. The river, though diminished, flowed with a gentler current, promising the return of abundant harvests in the seasons to come. And as the town emerged from the grip of winter, the villagers gathered once more at the edge of the forest. They stood in a circle, their lanterns casting a warm glow upon faces weathered by hardship and strengthened by solidarity. The traveler and the guardian stood at the center, their presence a testament to the bonds that had carried them through adversity. "We have faced challenges together," the traveler spoke, her voice ringing with pride and gratitude. "And together, we have proven that our strength lies not just in the guardian's protection, but in our unity and resilience." The villagers nodded in agreement, their voices rising in a chorus of celebration and gratitude. They had weathered the storm, their spirits tempered by the trials they had overcome. And as they looked to the future, they knew that their town would continue to thrive, a beacon of hope and resilience amidst the mist-laden mountains. And so, the legend of the mysterious guardian lived on, a tale of courage and unity, of a community bound by belief in something greater than themselves. As the seasons turned and time flowed onward, the town continued to flourish under the watchful gaze of their guardian, a testament to the enduring power of faith, friendship, and the unwavering light that guided them through the darkness.